Hello and welcome. It's been a while since we've done a From Memory, but we just finished reviewing Mobile Gundam on the podcast, and we're going to be moving on to Zeta next. We're going to be watching the first couple episodes tonight, so I had to get this done today if I'm going to do it. And I'm really excited. I love these From Memory videos. For anybody who's never seen one of these, the goal is that I have to try and remember the entire plot of the show from memory, and if I get something wrong, I have to just roll with it. Like, if, for instance, I call a name incorrectly, I have to continue to call that character by that name for the rest of the episode, for the rest of the video. So, on Zeta Gundam, it has been a while since I've watched Zeta Gundam. Zeta Gundam is one of my favorite series, and I feel like I'm going to throw my cred down the drain here today. Because what I love most about Zeta is all stuff that happens later. But, the start of Zeta, also, this will be full spoilers for Zeta, probably, because I'm gonna mess up. But the start of Zeta is Don. He's with Fa Yuri, and they're in an airport. Is that right? His mom and dad have been fighting, and he's mad because Camille's often mad in the early episodes, and he's mad, and they're going through the airport in this colony, and Jared Mesa is there, and he hears Foss say Camille's name, and he says, Camille, that's a girl's name, and Camille loses it and goes to fight him, and it's, where does it go from there? At some point in here, the Titans have multiple Gundam Mark IIs, and Jared is there, and then there's Immachine's there, and Quattro Magina, Appley Bay, and Roberto. I don't remember Roberto's last name. It's really good though. It's a good last name. Man, something and the AU fight, and Camille winds up piloting a Mark II, and he fights his way out. But in the process, Jared winds up shooting Camille's mom. Right? I think that happens here, or maybe it's his dad dies here. I'm gonna say it's his mom, and then from there, Camille gets picked up by the AUG. Bright Noah's there. He's the pilot. He's married to Mirai. Things are going great there. Not really. And I can't remember his name, but the guy shows up that's in the military that is like really angry all the time. And tries, like, he just beats the crud out of Camille to try and teach him military discipline. It reminds me of when, Amuro dips out of the way of the hit, and then is told, you're not supposed to dodge. And then it also happens to Judo later on. But Judo, like, fights back. Camille does not, and Camille gets very upset by all this. And, man, these early episodes are just gone from my mind. Jared's working with this guy in Capricorn. And I think I'm going to skip like 6 episodes in a row here. They go to re-enter Earth's atmosphere. I don't remember why. They need to go check on Amuro. I don't think that's actually what it is. I think they want to go like hook up with Karma, with Hayato. But they go to re-enter Earth's atmosphere. And for anybody who's like, man, he's really bad at this. That's the point of this, right? That's why we do these, because they're fun. They go to enter Earth's atmosphere, and they have a big fight, and Camille is doing great, and the fight doesn't go very well for the Titans, and have the Titans gassed a colony by this point? I think they've gassed a colony by this point. But the Capricorn winds up using Balutes to try and come down to the atmosphere and gets burned up and is dead. And Jared swears vengeance for Capricorn's name. And that's the first of many people that Jared will swear vengeance for. And they get to Earth. I don't remember if Rekkoa is with them before they get to Earth or not, but at this point they pick up Rekkoa and Sarah, I think. Rekkoa might have already been with them. Around here, Camille starts to figure out that Quattro Magina is Char, and he's unsure about all this and what it all means, but, things are happening. Rekkoa wants to get with Quattro, and he's not really for it. Sarah is being a little weird about stuff and talking about love, and I think Sarah might actually be working with the. No, Sarah was with them for a little bit before she moved. Look, again, early Zeta. We get to the end of Zeta, and I'm there, right? I've got you. That's the parts that I rewatch. Um, so on Earth, they wind up hooking up with Kaba, with Hayato, and Hayato gives some exposition about what's going on with Amuro. Amuro is under arrest because the Federation is afraid of him and what he can do. And Amuro has kind of lost his spark, right? He's lost his desire to fight. The years have caught up with him in a way. The lives that he's taken have caught up with him, and he's become an even stronger new type. But because of that, he no longer wants to fight. Quattro is obviously affected by this, and we have a really great scene where Amuro and Char are in the elevator together, and it's a wonderful scene. But then after that, the Ashimar attacks, and I believe this is when Roberto dies protecting Fa when she launches in the Methus. Because Roberto and Napoli were in the Rictias, and Quattro's been in the Hyakushiki. I think this is when he dies. Either way, the squad is hurt. The squad is struggling, but still rocking, still going forward. And at one point, Camille goes to, I want to say Chinatown, but I don't think that's the right city. But he goes to Chinatown and he meets Four. And he and Four immediately hit it off. She's a cyber new type. He doesn't know. They immediately hit it off. And around this time, Jared is falling for, which one is it first, man? Is it Power or is it Lila? I'm gonna say Layla, because I think Mauer is later when they're in space with the high mega cannon. Um, Either way, they both have their love interest they're falling for now. Fa's not too happy about all this, of course, but actually, I don't think she knows yet, but she'll know later. Um, Camille decides he loves this girl, and Quattro is like, "Hey, this is dangerous. You got to be careful." And then Four, who is like not right because of what they've done to her to make her new type, launches in the Psycho Gundam, and there's there is a series of events here where Quattro is trying to stop Camille from dying by just like suicide charging the Psycho Gundam, and Amuro like flies over in a plane watching this happen, and it's like this intense moment of like new type connections as everybody like tensions are high, and over the course of the fight, eventually I think it's one or two fights. I think it's two. Jared winds up killing Four, and then Camille winds up throwing Jared, who's in like a slant, off of a mountain. Look, Jared multiple times kills somebody, Camille, and like tries to apologize at first, and then Camille winds up killing Lila, and Jared is like, "Never again. I will never apologize again. You will be my rival for the rest of eternity. I will kill you if it's the last thing I do. I don't care that technically I started this. I will be the one to end you, Camille Bidan." And Camille starts getting really angry after loss of Four. He's grief stricken. He's mad. He blames Amuro because Amuro didn't jump in to help. He blames Quattro because Quattro stopped him. Things get really rough for our boy Camille. But they head back up to space, and I cannot tell you why. I'm going to say it's because Optimus Shirako has teamed up with the Titans and brought the Jupiter fleet, and they got to go try and deal with that and Neo Zeon because Haman Karn is starting to move and do things. Quattro gives a really good speech for the AUG that's just like, "Hey, I am the man once known as Char Aznable." And it's a really soft speech. It's great. And then around this time, Rekua betrays them to go to the Titans. And Sarah betrays them to go to the Titans because of Optimus Shirako. And Kotz begins to become a pilot because Kotz loves Sarah. And man, this is where like the Titans step their game up. They have Optimus Shirako now. They have Yazan Gabriel and the Hammerby team with Dunkel and Ramses. they are working it. They are a problem. Meanwhile, Neo Zeon is acting up, and you got they're acting up. You got Karn over there, really just want really just wanting to get back at Char and to make it pay. Um, it's such a weird, cool set of events that follows here, where there's a satellite cannon and there's like a section where you can charge satellite cannon. But before we get to that, we have to work our way through all the build up to it. To have like Shirako being the ladies' man and trying to play all these men so that he can use them as tools. You have Emma kind of having a thing with Captain. What's his name? What's his name? Captain. No, I was doing so good on the names. It's Captain. I think it starts with an R, and I want to say Captain Rami is not right because that's from Seed. It's I can see his face in my mind. He uses his ship and sacrifices himself to save Emma, and he's incredible, and I love him so. And his name has completely left my mind. Because all my brain keeps saying is Dunkel and Ramses. And I'm glad I remembered them. Bask Alm is around at this point, too. I think he's going to die soon. But, Hinken. Captain Hinken. Okay, there we go. Captain Hinken is there, and he's romance Emma. And you get the rivalry between Emma and Rekoa. You get the stuff with Katz and Sarah. You get the stuff with Yazan, kind of like teasing Camille. But before all those showdowns can happen, we got to introduce Rosamia for some reason, who is just another 4. And I don't dislike Rosamia. I just don't really see the point in her arc. She calls Camille Big Brother, Rosamia Bottom. The same thing basically happens to her, where she gets killed around this point. I think it might be a little bit sooner. This Mauer is killed with the high mega cannon with the Yakushiki. And Jared gets even more upset about that. He believes that he can't hold on to anything he loves and he's not strong enough. From there, I think the Titans gas another colony, right? And Neo Zeon has prepared the satellite cannon. And the AE has to move. They have to move in to try and stop both at the same time. And so Camille... I'm trying to remember the exact order of events here. There's a big clash where everybody tries to stop the violence, right? They try to end things quickly. And Camille and Quattro go into the colony laser. And Lieutenant Quattro is shot down by Haman Karn in the colony laser. And Camille is able to escape while fighting Paptimus Shirako and Haman Karn. It's a very cool scene. He's able to get away. I guess she doesn't really fight him too much as she's busy completely dismantling the Yakushiki. But on the way out, there's a big battle going on that takes like multiple episodes to get through. But you have Katz and Sarah, and Katz gets killed by an asteroid. And I think Sarah gets shot down after that by Emma in anger. And then Rekoa attacks Emma. And Captain Hinken gets in the way. And the Radish is destroyed. That's the name of the battleship. The Radish. Haha. The Radish is destroyed. Emma winds up killing Rekoa. But in the moment where she's killed Rekoa, Yazan flies by and damages her to the point where she's dying. Camille gets her back to the ship where he can try and take care of her, and it's just not good enough, and she dies. I might be remembering that out of order. He might get her back before Yazan attacks, but either way, Yazan effectively kills a machine, which is one of the biggest shames in all of Gundam. And Camille fights Jared and winds up kicking Jared into a battleship that is about to be destroyed, and so it explodes as he hits it, and it's terrible, and poor Jared's gone. I really do like Jared Mesa. His arc is very tragic. Then Camille goes after Yazan, and the anger of all the souls that Yazan has killed pulls him and he strikes down Yazan. But I think before that, Yazan killed Apolly, who was trying to defend Fa. And then I'm doing my best here. I promise you, it has only been at least 2 years since I've seen Zeta, and look, at this point, the games have also messed with my recollection of all this. And so in the games, it all happens in the same chapter, but I think it's actually over multiple episodes that all these people die. Anyway, Camille destroys Yazan's mobile suit, but does not kill Yazan in the process. Bunch of people are dead. And it comes down to Patimus Shirako versus Camille Bidan. And it's a really intense fight, and Shirako winds up using his new type powers to like try to mind crush Camille. And Camille is, defended by all the other new types that have died, and he charges in, and then we have an incredible line of the "Oh, why won't you move?" when Camille is charging in, and then Camille connects with the O and crushes it, the cockpit at least. As he crushes it, Shirako gives all he's got for another mind crush, and he crushes Camille's mind and turns him into a vegetable. And it's a really potent moment, depending on what version of Zeta Gundam you're watching, because in other versions, he doesn't crush his mind, and Camille is fine. Yeah, I definitely forgot a lot of things. We didn't even get into what Amuro wound up doing later, or Beltorchka. We didn't touch on Beltorchka at all, and her arguments with Char and other people. What else did we forget? At some point, Dunkel and Ramses died, and I don't remember exactly when. Yeah, look, there's a bunch that I left out. I know there is. That's the whole point of these videos. What makes them funny is that I forget very important details. That if you let me in 10 minutes after I stop recording this, I'll remember them. But that's the whole point, is I'm put on the spot, right? But Zeta Gundam, very, very good. A lot of people die. It's kind of hard to keep track of when people die, but a lot of people die. But if you enjoyed this video, give us suggestions for other things you'd like to see us do From Memories on. And again, thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I've been Trey. This has been The Full Spectrum. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that Zeta Gundam has to offer.